So, welcome back. It's been a while, I know, and during this time, I have already 16 subscribers. So, thank you to everyone who subscribed and who is watching my channel, and I'm really grateful. I know it's a little amount of subscribers, but for me, it's a lot. I wasn't expecting even that much people to subscribe. So thank you to everyone. I was long time thinking about this topic about priorities. I am pretty much sure in previous videos I have been talking about it, but I'm not sure if that was what I wanted to say and what I'm thinking at this point, so I can't really find in my videos where I was talking about it. So I'm sure I did at some point, but this time I wanna talk more about priorities. And this topic will not gonna apply to people who has gone through time and proved their loyalty, and who actually, it's like more like you have, every one of us have people about whom we can say we know where we stand in their lives, and priority is not an issue. We don't expect them prioritize us because we know that nothing will gonna change our relationships. It doesn't matter, friends, family, lovers, whoever else. But I wanna talk about people who maybe comes in and out, or who call themselves our friends, or maybe potential lovers or potential partners, or even, and sometimes even in existing partnerships. It doesn't matter, is it in a workplace friendship or somewhere else, but there are certain moments when you feel or you see the signs that something is totally off. And I will gonna give examples from my own life. How did that happen? And I'm 100% sure that at least every one of us have been in similar situations, what made us question many things. So, one case scenario, that was at this, like, shortly before I started to get my awakening process. I was talking with one guy, and he was like, we had a great connection. I know he was my karmic soulmate, so everything happened how it happened. I understand that. But the thing was, like, we had really great connection, and we were like talking about meeting up, and like we all already planned. And don't get me wrong, we all have our life circumstances. Like, for example, as for me, I can have only every other weekend without kids, and this is one of the things what you always, when you start to communicate with someone new, they have to understand that circumstances are what they are. So that's nothing to do with prioritizing someone, but it's just a circumstance ship. Let's put it that way. If I can't be free before that, I just can't. Especially it applies with the new people whom you want to meet. It's different if you are totally single, you don't have children, you don't have like responsibilities like that, and in a way you are free to go at any point you want. So in a way, I will gonna speak from my perspective as a female, but that applies to all the genders. So take it as it resonates. It's nothing to do with you being woman and all the men are for blame or like that. I'm not talking like this way. I'm saying that women can be the same bad in prioritizing people. So I was talking with that guy and we sort of had plans and we were dealing on meeting up, and we dealt about certain date because I didn't have another, back then I didn't have every other weekend free. I only started to get them later after. So because of that, and because of the fact that he said he will not be able to free himself in a weekend or things like that, so we dealt on one work day. So I even booked that and next day off so we can have time while my kids are at the school. And everything was sort of going all right, but then one day suddenly everything, he started to back off for whichever reason. It was just like click. It was like 180 degrees, and sort of he started to give excuses why he can't talk to me, why he can't. He gave me reasonable excuses, but as my intuition is quite strong, I knew that there's something more than just those reasonable excuses. So by the time we were supposed to meet up, we never met, and actually we never met. And that's one example. Another example was with my twin flame, when many times I was offering, yeah, you can come to my place, we can spend time, if you feel, you can even stay over if you want, because he already knew my boys and we were like close enough, there was no really huge problem to stay, and we can talk. And I was offering always help in a way, like when he fell down, I said, you have an escape place here, you can come over here, you can talk to me, and if you want to crash and sleep, you can always do that at my place, there is always the ways. And always I heard excuses why he can't do that. And those excuses were quite, let's put it that way, lame. And even when, and we were just friends back then, and when I said, like, even just to meet up, and he was like, yes, we will gonna meet up, he said, yes, I will gonna take you to the beach one day, and things like that. And then always there was an excuse why he suddenly can't do that. And what I want to say with that, and those are examples where you can see that person is not prioritizing you at all. If they can find 100 excuses, if they say they will do something one day, but in the end it never happens, it just proves the point that you are not on their priority list at all. You probably are not even their second option. And you will wonder how that happens. Trust me, I'm not the only one with whom that happens. The point is, we so want to believe in connection, in friendship. The same was with one friendship of mine just recently. Like I said, every single time when that person needed me, I was always there. And when I just needed like a simple thing or quick chat, and it wasn't even or if I called, my call never was answered. If I message, that message was read like 3 days later or 2 days later, and even the person have been online non-stop. It just proves the point that you are not a priority in their life at all. And you will wonder, why did I let that happen? It's easy to separate yourself from people who are not prioritizing you when you don't have no feelings or no connection, or they don't mean anything to you. Then if you see those signs, you clearly just separate yourself. What I am doing now, if I see first signs of something like that, that's like my maybe even advice. I stop messaging, and I just can see how quickly that other person is remembering about me. And trust me, that's a so good sign. So good sign. It shows you clearly how much that person is invested in you in whichever way. Is it friendship? Is it romantic situationship? Whatever else. Even those who you have met and you have something with them, but if they make you a priority only when it's convenient for them, you are not their priority in none of the ways. My biggest mistake has been always when my heart and my emotions and my feelings stick to someone, I give all myself to people and I forget about myself. It sort of seems like when I stop prioritizing myself, they feel that and they start to use that. And therefore, if you don't prioritize yourself, how you can expect someone else to prioritize you in whichever way? If you just give, of course, if you give, they will gonna take, and they will not gonna even feel sorry about it, you know. So, you know, there was one film about exactly this sort of topic. I don't remember. I think I'm not 100% sure, but probably it was called He's Just Not Into You or something like that. There was clearly said about a relationship thing or dating thing, yeah, like you go on a date and the guy never calls you back, yeah, and you are just sitting and watching on your phone and waiting and waiting and waiting. And nowadays it has become even worse, because most of the time you sort of feel connection with someone and you think, oh great, I would like to meet that person, but when it comes about meeting, suddenly there are 10,000 reasons. They are busy, they have this, they have that, and they postpone this meeting up later and later and later. But they keep you on a hook saying, we definitely will. It's just something too much going on in my life. Well, there's so much going on in my life too. But if I am ready to spare my only weekend when my kids are away with their dad, and you are not even trying your best to meet me, you clearly are not enough interested. I clearly am not in your priority list. Fine by me. Don't look for me anymore. Simply because I said I will not gonna be a second best option, or even third, or whichever option I am there. Sounds arrogant? Yes, maybe. But I will not gonna let anyone make me as an option anymore. So this is one of the reasons how people can actually clearly see. Don't get me wrong. Don't mistake prioritizing with the things when you actually know that that person is busy and they have things going on in their life and they have to like do something first, and when it will be sorted out then you can do whatever you want. But clearly from my previous experiences, even with my twin flame, when he was feeding me with promises, always saying, oh, I can't do this because I have my daughter, then I have this, then I have to do that. Somehow, all these priorities just suddenly swooped away when he found his new attraction. That's just a proving point that no one is that busy if you are on the priority list. Why? I mean, my twin flame is different case scenario. I know why everything happened, how it happened, because all those lessons, what I was going through, I'm not blaming him about anything. It's his lessons, what he has to go through, what he's doing now. I even have no idea. But I mean, whatever way he was towards me, those were triggers for me to realize what was wrong with me. So whatever he did regarding me or didn't do regarding me, that's completely different case, and I'm grateful for the things what he did or didn't, simply so I could start to wake up what I'm doing wrong with my life. And in a way, this is a clear path, because now it's so much easier to understand who actually are interested in me and who are keen to see me, to meet me, and who will do everything. Just recently, one guy even was begging to meet me up. I didn't, because I didn't feel connective spark even in our conversation. So I declined our meeting, because I thought that will be a waste of his time and my time as well. Even though for me it wouldn't be a waste of time, it would be more like, can we just get over that? And I just didn't want to give person some sort of illusion that maybe it will be fine. I'm sorry, I'm not doing these games. And if I don't feel it, I don't feel it. And I will not gonna even go more further. But this is the proving point, who actually is who is acting from the inner integrity, you know? It's like some people just wanna have everything, and then they just throw their promises and then grab whatever they can grab, but they don't think how other person will gonna feel. Maybe I did hurt that guy, even though we never met. Maybe it was hurtful for him to hear that I'm not really interested to meet him up, but that's like a short-term hurt feelings, rather than if you feed person constantly with your promises, and then person slowly starts to get, I don't know, living more in the illusions, and in the end it's more damageful for that person, rather than if you say from the start, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Or you just, or like some people even have no guts to say that, they just disappear. Yeah, there was another guy, he was the same. He was sort of asking me, oh, we can meet up, and then when we were supposed to meet up, the day before he just disappeared from the chat. He just never replied, never wrote anything. My point on that moment, fine by me. I erased his phone number, erased the chat. Don't feel any problems. I haven't met you. No probs. Like a month later, he suddenly messaged me again saying, "Oh, how are you? Hello," and everything. And you know, on that moment, I was like, "Are you even serious?" And I said, I thought, you know what? My only question was, who is that? Because I erased his name and number. And he said, "Oh, I'm that and that," you know. I said, "Oh, the guy who just disappeared with no excuses, no nothing. That's it. No replies." So, easiest way how to get rid of assholes, let's put it that way. But the fact is the fact. Always look out for signs if you are enough prioritized. Don't get me wrong, it's like, I know it sounds so horrible, like when I say prioritize, don't get it from like big ego point. I mean, like when you see that you are giving all yourself and you are investing yourself in that, but you don't get anything back, and you start to feel that there are more and more this unreturned feeling, that you feel like you are sort of left behind, you clearly are not on the priority list. Do you need that? I don't think so. People who really will care about you, people who really want you in their life, they will find a way how to prove that. And it doesn't matter, is it family, is it friends, is it co-workers or employees? Because if you are not their priority, you will never be. Maybe one day you will be, but I'm not sure about that. So I hope what I just said here, it made sense, because it was like going on in my mind, and then I saw a few posts on Facebook as well about this case, and I thought, girl, you clearly don't get it, that he's not even prioritizing you if you are complaining about things like that. And in a way, I just feel sorry for people who, because I know how it feels when you give all yourself and then in the end you just are left there with like a disappointment that you tried all your best and that person never gave you anything in return. Because time, what you give to someone, is precious. And while you waste your time with someone who is not prioritizing you in any sort of way, you probably could spend time with someone else who actually would prioritize you. Or even if there is no one else, be a priority to yourself. Do something for yourself. Spend time with yourself. Give something for yourself. Be your own priority, at least once in a while. Stop putting yourself as a second best option, and then one day you will meet someone who will gonna prioritize you. See, this is the point. Be your priority, not in an ego way, not in an arrogant way, but in a way where you understand and clearly see how important you are. If you are not gonna be important for yourself, no one will gonna see that importance. Simple as. So, on a good note, once again, thank you for 16 subscribers. The worst part, no, the worst part is that I even have no idea, many of them, who you are, because it doesn't show up on subscribers list, because there's like an option if you that probably you have a default thing put whenever you got your YouTube account, that your name doesn't show anywhere. So I just see that my number went higher, but I haven't got like an email who actually subscribed. I know who has subscribed, I know by names, and some of the names really surprised me, but I'm really glad to see them on my subscription list. So yeah, everything is great. Just make sure you are your own priority number one, so everyone else can see your value too. All right? Okay, I will see you in next video, whenever it will gonna come out, and whatever I will gonna talk about, I have no idea yet. Right, have a good day.